And of course, if you get a sort of good prompt going that creates a personalized video for a customer in a one-off fashion, then it probably makes sense to try to do that for as many of your customers as you can at the same time. And Clay is kind of the tool to do that step too.
Okay, that's awesome. So let's just get into a situation and think of a founder, early stage, trying to set up their outbound campaigns. And obviously, there's so many tools, there's so many data stuff that's out there. So how would they set up their GTM engineering motion? What's expected in like first 90 days for them?
So the very first step is to feel good about your data quality. You really cannot build automated workflows without strong data, and you can't go ahead and orchestrate other tools on behalf of your reps without the ability to make decisions about what accounts are qualified, if the contact data is correct, all of that. So you need to start with high quality data. You actually don't need a GTM engineer to do this. I think this is a common misconception. Almost every RevOps or sales ops team that I talk to is well equipped to improve their data quality and make good strides there. And actually, the funny thing about improving your data quality is usually, like, you could just stop there. Oftentimes, if you improve the foundational data within your motion, you can just continue to run your motion and it'll work better than it was before. But typically what companies want to do once they feel good there is they want to begin to automate things. And so I actually think that automating within the sales process itself is a great first target. The initial use cases I like to start with customers on are things like pre-call meeting notes, post-call follow-ups, Salesforce stage change automations, Signals Digest for reps. Those are all use cases that are relatively I mean, it's a little bit more of a build out in Clay, but they are use cases that kind of make an impact to the day-to-day of the sales rep right away. The inbound setup is a great place to start as well once you have foundational data quality. And then outbound, I think, is a little more interesting. The way to think about outbound with Clay is that Clay is a targeting tool more than it is like a email spam tool. And so actually what we find is Clay customers tend to send fewer emails with Clay than they did before. And that's because the scoring of the accounts and the ranking of the contacts and the ability to create buying committees is just so much more precise than what a lot of folks kind of had working within their systems before. But you have to make some real decisions with outbound. And so when you're thinking about outbound, I actually do recommend people take a look at some of these Clay agencies out there. Outbound is about the targeting. It's also about the technical infrastructure that you have. So if you don't have the ability to monitor your domain health, spin up new domains, rotate inboxes, warm them up, these are all capabilities that someone on the team or potentially someone external needs to do. And because a lot of those tasks are more like services-oriented tasks, I actually think that an outbound agency or a third party is a great fit for this. And of course, outbound by its nature mostly doesn't work. It occasionally works super well. And so if you are trying to iterate on it, having an agency that you trust that can run lots of experiments at the same time is really a nice thing. And so if I was setting up a company from scratch and setting up a go-to-market motion, I would probably have a RevOps leader, a go-to-market engineer, and a Clay agency all kind of in the mix in order to run like a modern motion. But that said, I still think that the order of operations is to address the data quality first and foremost. And to do that, you really don't need any of that other stuff. You just need folks that are sort of committed to creating high quality data. So that would be some thoughts on how to structure things initially.